Less than 8 hours from now, dozens of American military veterans will take off from Peoria's airport for the first honor flight of the year. Good Monday evening. I'm Tyler Lopez.
And I'm Amber Kriska. But for two veterans who are brothers, it's extra special. They hadn't seen each other in 2.5 years until today. Lizzie Sales joins us live in the studio. And Lizzie, you were there when they reunited.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could tell the whole family was so excited to be here. And I think it's important. These are two brothers who served in two different wars here. So for instance, Jules Bryan, he's 99 years old now, and he was drafted into the service at just 18. And years later, his brother, Don, was also drafted for the Korean War. Now, the brothers are close, but they've lived in different states for some time. And this afternoon, they met up again, like Amber said, for the first time in 2.5 years, in a meaningful moment for them and their families.
From the beaches of France,
we went in and the water was up to my waist. My duffel bag I carried on my head.
To Peoria and soon Washington, D.C. Brothers Jules and Don Bryan have seen a lot in their collective decades. Jules served as a radio operator overseas, starting in 1943. He landed just 3 days after D-Day and served for 3 years. Sometimes he was a young man, having fun and making friends, and other times he was in a foxhole, hiding from enemies.
I dug a lot of holes over there, and I dug them deep.
His brother Don was drafted during the Korean War in 1950. He was close to a combat zone, but just missed fighting on the front lines.
And some sergeant came in and says, "Does anybody know how to type?" And I says, "I do." He says, "Come with me."
Don took reports of casualties and supplies for his unit. He went out into the battlefield after fights to assess the damage, seeing soldiers attacked by napalm, rockets, and mines. How did you walk through the minefield?
Very carefully.
Yeah.
The guys in front of you says, "Walk where I walk." Okay.
Yeah. After decades of civilian life, things seem like a distant memory. Don moved to Georgia, and Jules lives in Aurora. More than 2 years passed without seeing each other. Don's sons put the trip together. His son Craig credits the Honor Flight organization with how much they've helped.
They act like we're doing them a favor, you know, and they just don't realize what they're providing for our family.
The family is eager to see the memorials. Some the brothers will see for the first time. Most importantly, they'll be reunited after a long absence.
We had some good times. We were pretty close.
It's a special time and going to be a special hurrah for us. Maybe our last hurrah, but we're going to do this one good.
Now, they'll be up early this morning to take off to Washington, D.C., and two other World War II vets will also be on that flight, Dean Kendall of Washington and Al Purvis of Darien. Back